Okay, so I mean, there it is. Like, there's the video game right there.
Join Pomni.
They even showed you the menu of it.
Jax, Ragatha, Jack, and all the...
Oh, Jim, hold up. Was that Jack Black?
It sure was.
What? Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live, where today we are doing something completely different. It's not FNAF! Woo! Oh my gosh, mind-blowing. And to be fair, like, there's been a lot of FNAF on the channel just because the lead up to the movie, there's been a lot of news. Obviously it does well, it's a franchise that we all collectively care about. But, and I'm selling merch about it actually, Music Man! We have our FNAF collection that's available right below this video if you're interested. We got a lot of cool t-shirts, jackets, hoodies, reversible stuff. It's awesome. So go check them out. But the reason I bring it up is that today we might have found ourselves our new FNAF. We might have found ourselves a new franchise that takes over everything.
There can't be any such thing.
Oh, there can, and
What?
there might be. Many have tried, many have failed, but based on the response of this thing, it's wild, and I have been wanting to watch this and react to this since I saw it drop, and apparently a lot of people have watched it and reacted to it. This is the new series by Glitch Productions. They're the ones that did Murder Drones. We covered that on Film Theory not too long ago, and we were a little bit late to the game when it came to Murder Drones. Murder Drones is one that I've been watching and had on my radar for a while, and for whatever reason, we just never got around to doing a theory about it. I think it was because I was a little bit late to it, and we just kind of kept deprioritizing, and we weren't sure when drops were going to happen, and so we're like, there was never a real timer. Like, we got to hop in. But we are on the ground floor now, because Glitch just released their newest series, which is the Amazing Digital Circus. And the response to this has just been unreal. Like, it's been amazing. Right now, it's 2 weeks ago as we're recording this, and it's like nearly 50 million views. That is wild, wild. And I've been seeing memes about it. I've been seeing, like, talk about the characters. I've been seeing so many requests from you guys when it comes to, like, hey, can you react to this? Can you theorize about it? And so that is the plan of the day, my friends, is to react to, like, to actually watch through this and react to it and do some live theory crafting, right? Because as I understand it, this is just full of theories.
Oh, theory dense.
Dense, hefty theories.
Yes.
Robusto with the theorizing. So that's the plan for today. It's a long episode, 25 minutes. So we might cut around a little bit from an editing standpoint. Also, obviously you should go watch it on the original channel. But it seems like there's been no shortage of people doing that. But yeah, we'll go through it in real time. I'll toss out some ideas that I'm considering for it, some things that might strike me as interesting, or some plot threads that we could go off of. And then from there, we'll be working on a film theory in the background. So without any further ado, here's the Amazing Digital Circus per your request. And let's do some live theory crafting, shall we? So before we start, I'm just noticing this. The Amazing Digital Circus is a psychological dark comedy about cute cartoon characters who hate their lives and want to leave. Oh, that's hashtag relatable, right? I think a lot of people are like, I get that. I also love this thumbnail right here. You need therapy. Great. What your favorite Amazing Digital Circus character says about you? Oh no. Are they all parts of like psychological trauma or something? Let's go. Glitch production. Elegant music, please. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's already interesting to me. Because look, you start off in what is very clearly like old school 3D layout. Like, this is like, you look at the pixelation. This is like N64 era graphics, right? Like early computer generated graphics, early 3D graphics. I remember like educational games. Like, this is the era of Baldi's Basics. If you remember Baldi's Basics, like, I look at this aesthetic, simple textures, rough lines, like there's not enough polygons in the system to make like the rounded trees and stuff. And so this is like early video gaming, which is interesting. And the reason that's important to call out, right, is we know it's a digital circus, but you cross into it and there's a transition. So there's already at the top of this a framing device that is, hey, this is a computerized world, and now we're transitioning into it. It reminds me a little bit of a theory that we're doing on the bunny graveyard, right? Where it starts you off with a computer screen, and then you enter in, and you enter into the like realism of the world. But you always have to remember that you're entering into the digital world, and there's a framing device around. This is not all the polish and smooth textures and stuff is not the world as it is. We've crossed into this world.
Welcome to the Amazing Digital Circus!
Oh my gosh, this guy looks like Mario Party 5 or 6? Like there's like a hat character, like a ringleader.
Yes. I think that's Mario Party 8. You're
Yeah.
thinking of.
Is that
where
what
it's
it
like,
is?
"Ha, ha."
Yeah, right, yeah. I mean, this is him in a nutshell. Also, I'm getting some Joyville flashbacks, but with the eyeballs in the mouth. This is so reminiscent of like early, again, like I'm fixated on this like early 3D animation stuff. This is like those weird characters that you would get in those early like mascot 3D games where they just like, here's Glover, and it's literally just like a very rudimentary glove running around a 3D environment and doing stuff.
My name is Kane. I'm your ringmaster, and I'm here to show you the most jaw-dropping, heart-stopping, mind-bending paraphernalia
That's fun.
you've ever laid your eyes upon. Isn't that
Animation's
right, Bubble?
fantastic.
That's right, Kane. I can't wait to see what you've got cooking up for today.
Well,
That's amazing. I love this.
isn't that right, Bubble?
That's right, Kane.
Sorry, I was just looking at the world. Anytime there's a wide panning shot of like a world and an environment, it's always like, oh, this is a great place to hide a bunch of stuff. This is great. Already, I love the chain chomp. I like the bubble chain chomp very clearly. And again, that's where, you know, you look at this and it's like, oh, if this is early 3D animation, right? You have like one of the first video game characters, right, was Chain Chomp bouncing around and chasing you around and you wrecking his cage in Mario 64.
Can't wait to see what you've got cooking up for today.
Well, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the show.
Awesome. This is amazing. This is so catchy. Kaufmo the Clown did not show. Oh, man. Oh, no wonder. No wonder. Already you can tell. There's like edit marks and stuff on the screen. Kaufmo did. Oh, buddy. I can already see all the theorizing. Where's Kaufmo the Clown, right? Oh, and it glitches? Oh, and it's the repeated. Oh, that's so smart. So again, in the early days of computer generation, you would create these skyboxes, right? But the textures would only reach so far. So you would basically overlap them to fill out all the space. And so, oh, this is what, we're less than a minute in. This is smart. This is so good already. I love this. Because, yeah, you can see how they're overlapping the textures here to fill out the space, but you can see a little bit behind it. This is clearly like Truman Show-esque world where these people are caught and maybe they're not aware of what's going on. But you can already see this stuff. Also, just so you know, this is like live reaction. I recognize, for those of you who've never been here before, I'm going to stop it a lot. 1, for copyright reasons. 2, because I don't want to be Sniper Wolf and I want to actually contribute to the stuff that I'm consuming. And then 3, and then 3, of course, is just because that's what we're here for. You could watch this on your own, but this is one of those things where it's like, I'm giving you my thoughts in real time, which feels additive, feels transformative, and also this is where my mind would go to. So this is me doing double duty of creating content here, but also working on potential theories down the line. The fact that it's glitching, so this is an imperfect world. The choice of objects I'm very curious about. Also, so we have an eye, which seems to be like the ringmaster Kane was. A pan? Is that a pan or a teapot?
I think it's a teapot.
It's a teapot, yeah. Teapot, pyramid, gramophone, and flower. Wondering why. Stock assets? It could be nothing. It's just an interesting choice. Yeah, it's glitches. Yeah, so they're really leaning into this idea of this being like an artificial world in early 3D. Oh, that was glitching too? No, I guess not. The exit just disappears. Oh yeah, okay, so they're not even trying to hide it. I mean, obviously, you know, the theme song is glitching, so they're not hiding it, but like this is very clearly drawing attention to it. While we're stopped, this guy looks like, if I'm thinking early early 3D animation or like early 3D video games with like that pixelated graphics. Again, I think back to like, this would be Nights, like Nights into Dreams, which was for Sega, right? And you would fly around these like carnival circus themed levels and have to like collect gemstones and stuff. And so it's this, and especially with that abstracted style, yeah. So Nights into Dreams. Oh, and that's like what is it? Sam and Max? Huh. Sam and Max is the bunny. You just have chess in early video games. Like every early video game system had like 3D chess or whatever. So I'm wondering if this is riffing on just a bunch of like video game characters all thrown together. Anyway.
Kane, is this one of your NPCs or is this a new sucker? Because if it's a new character,
So Kane's in
we're
charge.
gonna have to
Ringmaster.
redo this whole theme song.
I'm not doing that again.
My! It appears a new human has entered this realm!
Okay, so there are okay, so ringleader, new human. All right.
How do I take this headset off?
Just keep grabbing at it. That worked for all of us.
What's going on? I put on some weird headset and now I'm here.
Okay, so this is that's interesting. So it's VR headset, right? Presumably, like Sword Art Online style. I put on a VR headset and I'm transferred in. That being said, if this is the era of what year was Mario 64? Was that 97? Mario 64. 96. I was gonna say 96, and then Nights into Dreams. Nights into Dreams what was that release date? 96. Yeah, 96. So so it's interesting, right? Because if they're talking about putting on a like a VR headset, but the graphical style is of like 1996 era video games, like early 3D animation video games, like Baldi's Basics and things like that. So this is actually would be drawing from the earliest days of VR. Because I don't know if you're aware, Ash, I don't know if you know this either, but like VR has existed much longer than I think most of us realize. VR nowadays, right, it's all about like, the Oculus and this and that, and it's really taken off in the last 10 years. But when I was a kid, I got to experience VR at the Great Lakes Science Center in Cleveland. They had a special touring exhibit on like the early days of virtual worlds and early VR. And it required this massive computer, and they had cables hanging from the ceiling, and you had to go into a special pod, and the headset was massive, and like it required a lot of power to run. But it was VR back in these days, actually. I would have been, that would have been me at like a little bit before, or it would have been a little bit after this. I think I was like 13 when I first experienced it. I was maybe early high school or late middle school. But I got to go into a VR headset. It was my first time, and it was unlike anything I'd ever seen. But it was mind-blowing, right? Because it's like, I'm in a video game, and the textures were super simple. I remember there being just like a green, simple texture grass, and like some purple mountains in the distance, and you got to walk around a little bit, and things passed by you, and it was cool. So this is drawing from like the early forgotten days of VR. So that's already really interesting. And so now they're trapped in VR. They're trapped in this digital world. Have they been scanned in? Is this glitch trap situation? I'm curious, but okay. Yeah, let's just go.
What's going on? I put on some weird headset and now I'm here.
I love the character design.
Why can't I take it off? Where am I?
Let's just try to calm down.
Okay, so she knows enough. So she knows enough about her history that she knows that she put on a headset, but she doesn't know how she got there. Interesting.
Everything's gonna be okay, new stuff. We've all been through this. You just need to get your head
What the is going on?
So it's censored in the world. That's interesting. And they've all been through this, okay.
No, my dear. We can't have any of that foul language around here.
Huh.
The Amazing Digital Circus is a place to be enjoyed by all ages.
So it is a video
You,
game.
my friend, stumbled into an incredible world of wonders where anything can happen. Except for swearing.
Adorable. This is great.
Oh my god. Well, how do I, leave?
Well, don't freak out about it or anything, but, we don't exactly...
You can't.
Here, real quick, again, riffing off of this character design here is absolutely of that era, right? Where like people were just getting textures and objects and shapes and just throwing them all together. And so, well, some of them have like like this is Raggedy Ann from like early cartoon days, and early toys. So it's interesting that she's here. She doesn't remind me of any existing video game from this era, but like this character where it's just a random assemblage of pieces and parts and stuff. That was a lot of character design back then because like, well, it's 3D. We don't know what we're doing. Let's throw it all together. That's cool.
But yeah, he's right. Welcome to your new home. And your new body.
A new home? What do you mean?
Guys, don't be mean.
We've been stuck here for years. Old Kinger over there's supposedly been here the longest.
Huh.
Did someone say something about an insect collection?
That's why he's crazy.
Awesome.
Eh.
Well, and I said earlier, that's Sam and Max, here, in case anyone doesn't know, because again, I can't, these are some older games, right? So I can't expect people to be able to know some of this stuff. Sam and Max, but like, I mean, legitimately, like it is the exact same, like he's taller, obviously, different colors stretched out and all that, but like very clearly the very simple aesthetic, the very tall, simple ears, all of that. Yeah, there he is. Sam and Max, classic.
Oh, okay, now I get it. This is a dream, and I should just play along until I wake up, right?
But that's a theory. Yeah, I know.
Whatever you say, kid.
They broke my comedy mask.
So, Kane, we having a new adventure today for the new...
Oh, no. Oh, no. So, this one reminds me of Reboot. Anyone, did you ever watch Reboot back in the day?
I would remember that, and I certainly do not.
Oh,
what is this?
This is an experience
that
that you owe to yourself. Like this to me, I think this and like early Transformers, like Beast Wars, like this was early computer generated cartoons, right? And it was all about these characters in a video game, in this digital world, and your main villains were like, oh god, this guy was a virus, and he had these two little henchmen. But there was hexadecimal, and everything was computer themed. Oh, there she is, hexadecimal. She was this character who would switch masks to showcase her different personalities. And every once in a while, a game cube would drop down, a giant purple, like, electric cube would drop down, and the characters would have to compete in a game. And if they didn't win the game, that part of the world would be deleted or destroyed or whatever. So like it was big state. It was an awesome show, but very, very clearly in this aesthetic. But the reason I bring it up here is hexadecimal Reboot. It was great, and for early computer generation, like it's very much of this aesthetic. But yeah, you have this character who would switch masks, and she would be like very unhinged, very emotional, and like would switch between them all. It's awesome. So. Anyway, I see this ribbon character, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of like hexadecimal with the masks.
Newbie or what?
I'd like to give our brand new member a tour of the circus grounds first. Off we go! Here we have the tent. This is where your living quarters are, as well as all sorts of other activities.
It's like going through
These
the main menu.
activities may include...
Oh, geez. Sure, any of the hardware or software is just playing... Continue, disable. Okay, so this is giving us computer code.
Ball pits, mini golf.
The fact that it's dial-up internet also sets us back in this like early 2000s era before like DSL internet and like wired connections and stuff. Or I mean, when all connections were wired and they were going through your telephone line. So that automatically is telling you a lot about this era. The fact that they're cycling through kind of like that blue screen of death, that's very like Windows 97 era. So again, everything is really reinforcing this idea of like this is a early 3D video game.
And more! And here we have the grounds! Drown
See the
yourself
edges
in
of
the
the
digital lake or engage in ridery at the digital carnival. Night,
Got a cursor.
day, it's all okay. The choice is yours, a cosmic buffet.
Is that all there is?
Of course not. This is the void. We don't.
Wait, hold up, is there stuff in here?
Of course not. This is the void. We don't venture out into the void. Not even I know what's out there.
Okay.
That's
We stay right here, where I can keep my hundreds of all-seeing eyes on you.
Oh, great.
Hello, Kane. I love you.
Let's get out of here before the moon gets frisky.
Wait, what's that?
Huh. Exit door, okay.
Whoa, clean up on aisle U.
I'm on it, boss.
Awesome.
Why are you like this?
Wait.
Gross.
Was that an exit door I saw out there? Is that a way to leave?
What exit? If there was a way to leave, I'm pretty sure we'd have all left by now.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
This is giving me
I'm
some
pretty sure
serious
we'd have all
Invader
left
Zim
by
vibes. That show, Zim! Invader Zim freaking out. Him getting choking or whatever. It's kind of like this aesthetic. Funny.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Awesome.
I assure you, there is no magical exit door. You're probably just experiencing digital hallucinations.
Oh,
from
man,
your
there's so
mind's
much.
transition to the digital plane.
I swear.
So your mind's transition. Yeah, so, okay, so the question now is this person really experiencing this? Are they actually trapped here? Is this like, again, Sword Art Online, where a bunch of people put on a video game headset and then we're trapped there, and if they die in the game, they die in real life? Is this a copy? Is this real? Do we believe it?
Digital hallucinations! How about we talk about something else? Like your name.
My name? My name is, oh God!
Oh, yeah.
Why can't I remember my name?
Nobody can remember their name once they enter the digital circus. One of the few things I don't have control over are your minds.
Huh.
So all I can help you with is
He's,
coming up with
again,
a
like
new
creating
one.
all this.
What's my name?
So that's interesting. So she remembers putting on the headset, but nothing before that so far. But like, if you don't know your name, that's kind of a reference to it. So, so that reinforces the fact that like either again this is a human who's lost all connection with themselves, or this character is created the second they put this on, and now it's a duplicate persona or something that's been scanned into the system.
Don't you worry your little head. Your new name can be anything. Hereby acknowledging that your chosen name and/or names may not breach the Digital Circus user license agreement, stating that your name may not include objectionable content. Objectionable content includes but is not limited to sexually explicit materials, obscene, defamatory, libelous, slanderous, violent, and/or unlawful content or profanity. What are you
That's awesome.
thinking?
I
Great.
don't
And
care,
accurate.
just pick anything.
Let's see. What do you think of?
I don't.
You're right, terrible. Let's try that again. What do you think of Pomni?
Sure. I think I just.
Gadzooks, you're right, Jax. We should have a brand new adventure for our new member, Pomni.
I said that like 5 minutes ago.
You! Do you like adventure?
Hold up, there was a good reflection
Our
back
new
there.
member,
I didn't know if there was anything
Pomni.
I
interesting.
said that like 5 minutes ago.
You!
Anything interesting there? Not really. I just noticed there's a lot of really clean reflections all over. Also, just calling this out, this is most assuredly nothing. But this wallpaper, or sorry, this rug is actually very iconic. For where is it?
Oh.
Yeah, right here. So whenever you see, and this is something that's just like one of those good things to know when you are looking at media, or just one of those like deep references to just have. Anytime you see like red and orange hexagon patterns, usually that's a callback to this. Like the carpeting of The Shining is very iconic and is talked a lot about in media literature for a lot of reasons. In a lot of ways, like people have overanalyzed this in a lot of ways, but this shot of the boy riding through the Shining Hotel horror movie, in case you've never seen it, a horror movie where this kid has basically the shine, a little psychological powers, but sees all the haunted and dead spirits that are roaming around this haunted hotel. But it's very iconic, this floor. And so you see film reviewers sometimes using it as their background in stuff. You see it referenced a lot in other media. But here, seeing something similar to it just immediately draws to mind like The Shining. And this idea of this place not being everything that it seems, or having hidden secrets underneath it, or whatever.
Do you like adventure, activity, wonder, danger, horror, pain, suffering, agony, death, disease, death, angel food cake? Ow!
Ooh.
You parasite!
I don't really.
Since you're new around here, we're gonna make it a simple in-house adventure to warm you up to how things work around here.
Cool.
What? No, God. I don't want an in-house adventure.
Don't worry, Zooble. I'll make it something unobtrusive that you can still choose to not get involved with. Today's adventure is...
So they can choose to involve or not involve with it.
Gather the gloinks!
This is so reminiscent of Rocket... Again, any of these, but like Rocket Robot on Wheels for N64. A game where you are a robot running around a circus, and you have these different missions, and you ride a roller coaster, and you go through all these environments, and the mission titles were very much of this, like Sans, Comic Sans style, early 3D stuff. I mean, even, what was it? Even Petscop kind of was riffing off of this era a little bit, where you had these kind of like early like PlayStation style things. Gloinks, the name of it,
That's right.
everything.
The entire circus tent will be infested with gloinks, and you gotta catch them all.
But what are they?
I'm glad you asked, Bubble. They're small.
And what do they do?
They
How do they?
gloinks are small, mischievous critters that steal anything and everything they run into. Why do these humanoid hash browns do this? Critters that
Weird.
steal
Are those-
anything and everything they run into.
What's that? More eye? Are those his eyes? He said he's got like thousands of eyes watching your every move. Is that more of him? It looks, or are those mouths? Or is that his mouth?
Yeah, it's unclear. I don't know if like. I think the color scheme of the eye is weird, right?
Right.
Because he has heterochromia.
Yeah.
So each of his eyes are different colors.
Right, I've noticed that too, where he's rocking the Tiger Rock, baby, like everything that we've been talking about in FNAF lately about like baby, one eye's blue and one eye's green and blah blah blah. And he's rocking the whole like heterochromia thing, which is like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So these eyes here are the eyes that are just not attached to him.
Yeah.
Like different colors to differentiate what they are.
Yeah.
Or what. Which is strange because he has eyes all over, but he's also not omnipotent.
Right? That is a good call out, because he says he controls basically everything, but not everything.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't know what's on the outside of the void, at least according to him. He might be lying, right? And that's always a possibility. But at least I think that's important, right? You always got to approach these things with the idea of like people might not have complete information about their situation. And so he doesn't know what's outside the void. He can't control your name. He doesn't necessarily know what you want to call yourself, things like that. So he's mostly omnipotent, but not quite. And with characters like that, the limitations of their powers are sometimes the most interesting, because they're going to tell you the most about the world that you're in.
Why do these humanoid hash browns do this? How do you stop them? That's for you to find out. Now, good luck and have fun,
The
my little
details of the
superstars.
glitching through the textures and objects glitching through, it's great.
What did any of that mean?
Oh, that's just one of Kane's little adventures. They're just something fun to do to, prevent us from going insane.
Speak for yourself. If anyone needs me, then off.
Oh, God, oh, Jesus!
Oh no, they killed Zooble. Anyway, you guys want to go get something to eat?
They killed Kenny.
Oh, wait! We should go check on Kaufmo. I'm pretty sure he'd like to meet Pomni.
My impenetrable fortress!
You want to come with us to check on Kaufmo?
No, not really. I think Kaufmo's gone insane. Last time I spoke with him, he was rambling endlessly about some exit. Kind of like you, Pomni. You might be going insane too.
But wait, wouldn't that more likely mean the exit does exist?
Could also mean you just have a jump start and losing your mind.
Well,
Like, what's the ribbon character's name? I like the ribbon a lot. I like a little hexadecimal ribbon.
They're cute.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like to ask him about it, if this was real, which it isn't, because it's a dream.
Possibly not.
She still thinks this is a dream.
I mean, here's the thing. Modern day theorizing and modern day storytelling, the equivalent of dream is digital recreation. Like, that's the funny thing about it, is at this point, with everything being like so AI oriented and, you know, virtual reality oriented, and hey, we're creating worlds within worlds and everything can be like perfectly replicated via computers and stuff. The computer simulation is the new version of the dream, right? The Matrix really brought that into focus, and ever since it's been, computers have risen to that level, and now it's like, oh, this is actually a real thing. Again, subtle details, and you're seeing this a lot throughout the show. But again, you get the like textures glitching through each other, objects glitching through each other, which is so indicative of that early like game design stuff. It's really smart, and you're seeing it a lot, but even in these background details, really, really cool.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm fine with doing whatever, as long as I get to see funny things happen to people. Okay, I've already had enough of these things. You, me, and Pomni will go check on Kaufmo, which leaves Crybaby and Hoo-Ha.
Crybaby and Hoo-Ha, there's their names.
Situation.
Do you think pairing them up together is a good idea?
Of course I do. They're the two most mentally stable and capable characters to be paired together. Come on, ladies, let's go harass the clown.
Love it. The characterization is so good.
My comedy mask is broken again.
Ah! Oh! Gangle, you startled me.
Gangle.
So, this is where we all...
Oh geez, here we got a big hallway. Again, wide shots with a lot of details. It's like, oh, this is world building. Okay, so what do we got? We got her room. We've got a blank mannequin. That's interesting. One of those posable, like it's the posable dummies, right? You saw that a lot in Sister Location. The mini arenas. But that's interesting. So is that a blank? Or is that another character? They haven't been mentioned. It's interesting that it seems like they've mentioned the complete cast of characters and it hasn't been mentioned. Here's more of his eyes watching. So I like that little detail of, his name was Kane, right? I like the idea of Kane's eyes watching everything. And then here it looks like you have someone who has an X over them, so maybe they've been like booted from the game.
Live. Or well, where we all
Oh
sleep.
yeah, you can see it right there, actually. So you have this like pink bubblegum monster right there. And then you have whatever this thing is. He's got a green dot on him, which is interesting.
Yeah, it looks like, to me, from my, like, the angle I'm looking at this, it's like a clown outfit, but made of like a bunch of different rainbow balloons.
Right, I was gonna say this actually kind of looks a bit like Pomni's layout in a lot of ways. Like maybe Pomni's been here before or been booted into the system before, or maybe this, right? Because of the shape, you see the jester cap almost.
Yes.
Or the, what is it, coxcomb? I think is the name of, the official name of a jester's cap is a coxcomb. So you see that, and the coloring is very similar. So, yeah, but you think it might be made of balloons?
I don't know. It just, the coloring of that reminds me of a bunch of different rainbow
Right,
balloons.
and it does have these like green and blue spots. Like I don't know if that's like what's tacking it onto
Looks
the
very
board.
rounded.
So these are characters who have probably been here and then got ejected in some
Where
way.
we
or
all
something.
sleep at night. Even though we don't...
Oh yeah, you get this like anteater guy and a
really
dog, dog, just random doggo.
need to sleep. It's sometimes nice to kind of take a break from everything and have a bit of a routine, you know? I'm sure
There was another mannequin.
there'll be one for... Oh, look.
Oh.
You already got one.
I still don't understand.
Interesting.
About the adventures. Why even go on them at all? Why not try
Oh, that's
out
weird.
the adventures?
Wait, but he's still in
Why
it.
even go on them at all?
Oh no, this is different. This is what the queen. Oh, that's interesting. So that seems to imply that there was a queen that probably came in with Kinger. Kinger was his name. So, oh, and you can see that it's got the little eyelash detail there, which usually means it's a female, right? And you have the female queen style, and it's a different color robe and all that. So Kinger came in with a queen probably, and the queen got axed out.
Why not try to find a way?
Maybe that's why he's going crazy. More eyes.
To leave?
I'm getting some serious like welcome home vibes to it, where there's eyes everywhere, and it's like, oh, I'm seeing the details of the eyes watching you. That's funny.
Well, we usually do.
Yo, there he is. There's Kinger. So the eye color's different, the design's different. Yeah. So it seems like he might have come in with someone else.
When we first arrive, but after a while, you start to realize that
Eyeball.
you really can't leave.
The blank
and
mannequins.
constantly chasing an unattainable goal will start driving you a bit crazy.
I know. So I'm wondering if the blank mannequins, because we have characters that are established, we have characters that are. It seems like the roster of the characters is who we're seeing plus Kaufmo, and that seems to be their community. They're not referring to any of these guys. I'm wondering if these are blank stand-ins. And so when a human, gets scanned in, digitized in, winds up in here, this suddenly becomes that character, right? So if this started as, like she started as one of these guys, but then when whatever human is Ragatha, or whatever, right, it was Ragatha, whenever she comes in, now all of a sudden the wooden mannequin is no longer blank and has this created over top of her. So this is like your temporary stand-in. Maybe.
And eventually you get to asking what the point of anything is, and you completely lose sight of who you are and why you're even alive, and when you reach your breaking point, something really terrible can happen. But that's not something we need to deal with today. Above anything else, the adventures give us something to do that keeps our minds healthy and stimulated.
Thank goodness this is all a dream, right, Pomni?
That is the reaction gifs here are fantastic, by the way. These gifable
Why
moments.
are we here again? What are we doing?
We're getting one of our friends.
Another blank. There's a lot of blanks. I love that eye. Secret eye there. That's cool.
Huh.
Like spotting
Maybe
hidden
he's
Disneys.
not in his room?
Hidden Mickeys.
I hope he's all right.
Don't worry, Dollface. I've got a key to his room.
Wait, why? You shouldn't have keys to anyone's room.
Nah, I've got keys everywhere, and you've all been fine. By the way, I may have left something in your room today, so let me know if you find it. You're not afraid of centipedes, are you?
Jax! That's literally my only fear. Why would you do this?
What? It could be a completely unrelated question. You'll never know until it's too late.
That's interesting. So he knows her deepest fear. So does Jax somehow have greater access to the information? Or is he, because if he's got keys to everyone's rooms, and he knows her deepest fear and is able to target it, I wonder if he has some sort of like administrator access or something.
Or maybe he's the omnipotent one.
Yeah, right? Or maybe, yeah, whereas the ringleader Kane is the one, it looks like he's the one kind of manipulating everything. This is the one who's actually in charge, or like the secret leader behind everything. But and he has been kind of like sarcastically dismissing everything, but not necessarily denying a lot of stuff. So maybe he knows more, like it seems like he knows more than he's letting on, and is probably in more control than he thinks. But the idea that he's able to secretly know this information and has keys to everyone, that feels really important. And one of those details that I think could be easily lost as you're just watching through the story and like, oh, he's just like the trickster character. But that's really interesting to me. Okay, so we got a bunch. So he's obsessed with the exit. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Okay, hold on. Sorry. There's a lot of stuff here. Okay, so creepy crowd. I mean, already we're entering like creepypasta land. This is like the set of an indie horror game immediately. Is this like an exit? This is the exit door, maybe? Like the idea of like someone running away. No exit, so he's obsessed with the exit. What is this flower, man? Again, I'm giving me some strong Joyville vibes. Oh, he drew Cain. A big drawing of Cain with evil. Like evil imagery. No way out. Okay, so... Oh, and there he is running away. Oh, Cain's trying to eat him. Huh. As he tries to escape. What did... So everything else is exit, 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 exit. So that means that anytime you're seeing something that is something else, what did something say? What did... Do we see that bed from a different angle here? What did the What did the exit say? What did the exit say to the...
It's a joke.
Right?
It's a joke setup.
Right? What did the exit say to the what?
I've been looking for.
Oh, it's what did the exit say to the clown?
Huh. Also, okay. What did the exit... How do you know that? Did you see it in a different angle, or did you look it up?
No, it's on that painting that you're on.
Oh, what did the exit say to the... Oh, yeah, what did the exit say to the clown? Huh. Weird. No way out? Maybe it's... And then the answer is no way out? Interesting. Also interesting is, okay, so you have this weird digital monster, and you see it recreated here in one of the existing paintings.
For this. Thanks for keeping an eye on it, Coffee. I'm gonna head out. See ya.
Oh, Kaufmo's been obstructed.
Huh.
That's
He's able to
okay.
teleport away.
What is that?
It might be that terrible thing I was talking about earlier when you reach your breaking point. Okay, wait.
Oh,
Maybe
awesome.
there's still time to fix him before we get Kane. Whoa, Kaufmo! Listen.
So this is okay, so all the X characters then are presumably people who've been abstracted is what we're saying here. So when you go insane, you become like this crazy abstract monster and have to be dealt with by Kane. Huh. And so all the people with X's over top of them have presumably gone through the same thing.
I know we didn't always get along, like when you called me out for fake laughing at your jokes. I swear I really did think they were funny. I was just having a bit of a bad day.
Is that such a sin? To fake laugh at someone's joke? Is that bad?
Then my fate will not be good.
Right? I feel like the abstraction monster would eat me to death if
I have things to apologize for.
Well, like, I feel like me fake laughing at your joke, not you in general, but like the general you joke, is a courtesy more than anything. Like, I don't want it to be uncomfortable for you.
Yeah.
And so, like, it would be... I feel like it's more thoughtful to fake laugh at someone's joke.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing this because I care about you and I appreciate your attempt at humor, and it's going to be uncomfortable if I don't laugh at this.
Right, and it's better than just like the,
Right, yeah, you don't want to guffaw.
Oh, that's horrible.
Or like dead silent, like, and? Show me more. Do better. Like that's mean. So I'm right there with you, Ragatha, 100%. Also, apparently there was a weird sock clown? Weird dog clown? Anyway, there was another clown here. That was because that's not Kaufmo, right?
No.
So this hallway is full of a lot of characters who've abstracted. I think that's really interesting. There's a bunch of them who've been knocked out of this. Ooh, oh, jeez. Brutal.
Hey, Pomni. Thank you. Perhaps help me out here.
No.
I understand you don't want to, though.
Ooh. Huh. That's interesting. So if someone is glitching out, so there's abstracted, which is I went insane, basically, and I need to get out of here. Like, I'm so desperate to get out, I go kind of crazy. And that's that abstraction thing. She's undergoing something else, which is like almost like glitch death, where she's been beat up to such a degree that she's, you know, like being booted out of the system or something like that. And that's able to be passed along. That's really interesting. I think that is an important detail and an important distinction here. There are multiple ways of basically leaving this simulation or this digital world.
I'm sorry!
Oh no! Oh well. Didn't matter in the end anyway. Oh wow, and we're passing all sorts of doors. What is this purple? This one does it have an X? I guess it does. You can kind of faintly see the X. It's like weird purple creature. And that's a two-headed monster? There's also, wow, this is so full of...
It's a little ribbon guy.
Right? It's a different version of Ribbon Guy, though, because we saw actual Ribbon Guy at the end. But this is a different one. So it does seem like maybe there are multiple versions. Like, this also looks like it might be another version of the clown. So we've seen multiple versions of the clown, or a clown. We've seen multiple versions of the chess piece. Now we're seeing multiple versions of the ribbon. Huh. That's, I don't know what exactly that means. Like, are they drawing in the same character and iterating it multiple times? Like, if this is a digital simulation, right? One of the things that simulations do is they learn, like the AI can learn and grow based on small changes with each iteration. So like, we get a little bit further, and we get a little bit further, and we get a little bit further. It gets a little bit closer to perfection, until the problem's finally solved, and then you've done it. But you fail a bunch to get there. So I'm wondering if this is related to that at all. Huh. Oh, and wait, there was another jester thing there too. Oh no, that's Pomni's door. Huh. This is awesome. This is like better than a Pixar movie. This is epic. Like, this is really good. Glitch Productions have always, and the hand is still glitching. Speaking of Glitch Productions, the hand is still glitching, so it's something that sticks around permanently after it's been touched, or at least it takes a long time to wear away. That's funny. Oh, there it is. Yeah, thanks to draw attention to it. I also noticed a potential exit door there.
I don't know what I'm looking at here.
We saw Gloink carry one of Sybil's pieces down there, remember?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the recap.
All stars.
Boy,
All
we're not
stars.
very good at this, are we?
Love them. Oh my gosh, they're great.
Sup, fellas?
So why is he running? I mean, this might be me completely overthinking things, but we last saw him teleport away. So if we think that there's more to Jax than meets the eye, last we saw of him, he opened the door, he's like, uh-oh, there's an abstracted monster here, I got my bowling ball, bye, and he teleported away. So for him to enter on the next scene running and out of breath, it's weird, especially when we just got done with this like big chase sequence with an abstracted monster. Just mysterious.
We found the Zooble hole.
Cool.
How is Kaufmo doing? I hope he's not still mad at me for not laughing at his jokes.
Oh, he's doing great. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen him this happy before.
Well, it's good to know he
I mean, that could be him being sarcastic or hiding the
hasn't
truth.
completely lost his mind.
He actually asked me to give you this.
Mysterious! I don't trust this Jax character. What? Radical? That's awesome. Little bonus points. Super cool. Oh, this is welcome to Merch Cave. You two can support the financing of this series. Ha! Again, classic references to all these old video games, like you had classic bowling games and stuff, right? Ooh, hello.
An insect collection?
I think it's a nest.
Weird.
Hello?
Awesome.
Ragatha? That was your name, right?
Over here.
Jeez.
Hey,
That's pretty rough.
look. I didn't mean to leave you behind like that. I
Definitely
just,
did. That was not an accident. I didn't mean to leave you behind. Oh, you most certainly did. Like, you even apologized. You said sorry and ran away. Like, that is not, I didn't mean to leave you behind. That is, hey, I was fearing for my life. Peace out. I tried to protect myself.
Girl, hush.
Yeah.
Look at my hand.
Don't make excuses. Make improvements. Or just be honest with yourself. It's okay.
I didn't know what to do.
It's okay. What you need to do right now is find Kane.
He's right there. You can
He'll
look
be
at him.
able
His
to
eyes right there.
fix me up and take care of Kaufmo.
Okay, but where can I find him?
Literally, he's looking at you right now.
Really know.
Her nose was playing Pong. Love that. Love that detail.
Look around and call for him, I suppose.
Okay, I'll get him. You just stay right there. Not that you can really move or anything. Just hang in there. I'll be right back. I promise.
Cool. Also, Pomni, I'm sorry your first day here had to be so terrible.
Yeah.
So this is a weird. Okay, so there's a purple dinosaur, like Barney, purple lizard, purple dinosaur. Another of the mannequins. They're everywhere. That's really interesting. I still think they're probably like blank slates of something. The reason I pause this though is the framing of this just feels very specific and intentional. It's probably nothing, but people ask a lot, like, oh, where do you get theories from, or like, where do your, like, where do you find the evidence for things? This is one of those times, like, if you notice this shot, she's not centered, she's slightly off center, and you have this like almost an unusual amount of focus put on this picture on the left here. And looking at it, I'm not seeing anything about it. Like, I'm trying to see if there's like any pattern in the colors that could spell out something or like indicate something, like binary or whatever, or like this, like in the negative space you have like an F and then nothing. Like, I was wondering if maybe there's something written in the negative space, but like I see this shot and the fact that this is so in focus and so large and is sharing so much screen real estate with the main character here, that in a world of otherwise like kind of busy and chaotic pictures, this feels very specific. I don't think it is anything now that I paused it, but that's the sort of thing that I would usually signal me as like, oh, they're trying to hide something there and they're like indicating it to it, but not in the super obvious way, but I guess not.
Well, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna go get Kane now.
I love the fact that she's like, oh, I'm sorry your first day here sucked, as opposed to, oh, I'm sorry that you're literally trapped here for the rest of your digital life.
Kane! We have a bit of an issue here!
See, so he's ignoring them, because like he has eyeballs everywhere. We see the eyeballs in the pictures. So this is all intentionally done by Kane. Like, he could probably intervene whenever he wants. And I think that's an important detail. Like, whatever simulation or thing that these characters are in, and if it's Kane controlling a lot of it, all of this is being intentionally done by him for, I guess, Pomni's sake, or to see, to educate her about the system or learn something from her or something like that. Oh, jeez. Huh, and that shows you that the mannequin creatures are at least moving and active to some extent. Rising scream. Oh, still going. I like that he is cited as Kaufmo. Look at him go!
What form of non-glowing killing mass dares presume presence in the nest of the Gloink Queen?
The Gloinks! I love how all of these characters, by the way, are just giving me the most solid Garten Ban vibes. Just like selling me on Garten Ban right now. Like a bunch of bowling pins that are fully characterized, except these are cute. I would buy the heck out of a stuffed animal like that. Adorable. Old phone back there. Just interesting.
Oh, is that who you are? You could have asked for my consent before forcing me to see something so completely and utterly disgusting.
How despicable! A rabbitoid that runs its mouth in the presence of my royal figure!
Well, as a royal myself, I would like to kindly ask if... Oh, look, there's Zubul. Hi, Zubul.
Help me, you idiots!
Kinda rude, Zubul. Now I don't want to help you.
No.
I love the fact that it's still ribbon. I think technically the scissors would win against the ribbon. Also, strange factoid, Ali is obsessed with rock, paper, scissors right now.
Really?
Loves it. He will play it with you endlessly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Endlessly. I don't know why. The other day we were at one of his friend's birthday parties. He just started to play with me, and literally it spread to everyone else in the party. It was like a big rock, paper, scissors party all of a sudden. His class is just really into rock, paper, scissors. Don't know why. And it also, to his credit, it'll take him 10 games before he starts pulling out black hole.
Ooh.
Or missiles, or glue.
Missiles.
Missiles. Oh, you know. When you pull, I'm trying to convince him that you have to let something beat black hole, and I'm saying glue beats black hole, but he's not convinced.
I didn't realize there was DLC.
Oh, there's that. Oh, have you never played Rock, Paper, Scissors with DLC?
No.
Oh, you just played by the standard 3? Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good for you.
I'm a traditionalist.
As you should be. It's a perfectly balanced game. All of a sudden, you start introducing black hole, and everyone's like, oh, it's all chaos. Missiles, lightsaber.
Lightsaber?
Yeah, it's like, what are you going to do, man? Lightsaber. Paper can't fight against lightsaber. Paper can't do any of that, man. It's tough. It becomes unbalanced. That's the problem with DLC. It always unbalances the game.
Right.
Super Smash Brothers, great. Then all of a sudden, it's like, let's throw in these OP characters that weren't balanced against the rest of the crew. Then what are you left with? Chaos. Chaos.
Oh, I always lose.
Yes!
Anything here? This is just an interesting pile of garbage back there. A lot of numbers. I'm noticing in this cave there's a lot of numbers. It's not anything that I'm like, oh, clearly there's like a number code or anything. No, it's normal.
Gotcha! Oh.
Kicker, you mother!
Whoa.
I'll be fine.
Oh, he's glitching. Huh. So again, you have Jax. That was amazing.
That was awesome.
That was really fun.
Whee!
So again, you have Jax knowing more than he's letting on. That's interesting. So very clearly he's hiding some secret, or like when he notices things glitching, he's aware and knows more than he's letting on.
Gotta hide.
Ooh, moment of self-reflection, deep. So this is the first time that she's seeing herself. Grassy barrel monkeys, sure. Good shot. Ooh.
God, where's Kane?
He's everywhere. So the exit doors just kind of appear. Hello. Huh. So now we're at like an office environment, but it's still in this, like we've exited, but we haven't, right? This is still part of the simulation. It feels like this is a false, again, if we're training Pomni, if the AI is trying to do something to train Pomni, or the simulation is trying to train something to Pomni into this in some way, there's this world where all of these, because Kane can intervene at any point here. So he's purposely seeding out this exit for her to go through to teach her a lesson of something, or force her to confront something. And it looks like that's a real life circus in the pictures. Oh man, we're in the back rooms. Yeah, it is. It's like the back rooms. They did the zoom out. It's like infinite. Oh, that's funny. Good. They're like, well, since we're still waiting for Kane's series, might as well do this. We haven't had a backrooms update in forever.
You foolish assortment of colorful characters! Do you not realize that everything must be glitz?
This is a great character design. I love this.
Glitz.
I also love the like stomach mouth too.
God will be glitz.
This is dumb and weird.
Well, and yet you're still watching it.
I'm not here for the adventure or anything. I'm just here to hide from the...
Oh, thank God you're okay. You didn't experience a game show in there, did you?
What are you talking about?
Huh. Game? Why? That's odd. That's an odd call out. You didn't experience a game show inside the Gloink character? I wonder what that's a reference to. I wonder if that'll pay off at some point. That's a really strange thing to have said.
What's happening?
It's just Kaufmo. Don't worry about it.
Kaufmo abstracted?
Nah, he's fine.
You're right! How are we gonna get out of here?
Guys, over there.
Ladies first. No, wait, why would I say that?
The worst.
Wait, Pomni's not even here? Wasn't this whole thing for her?
Be quiet. I
That's
can't
funny.
hear the escalator.
Can I just say, I watching a ribbon creature riding an escalator is very triggering to me.
Triggering?
Yeah.
Why?
Didn't you grow up in mortal fear of being trapped on an escalator?
Trapped?
Well, not on, but like being basically strewn into it like spaghetti.
And then you're
How
stuck
you-
in it when it like goes back under.
Well,
Is that
yeah.
what you're saying?
Yeah, so you get like sucked under, like your shoelace gets caught, right? Like my parents, I don't know if any other kids have had this, but my parents growing up, they're like, you better, if you are stepping onto an escalator with your shoes untied, you are taking your life into your own hands. Like, we have signed, you know what? Hands off. We've signed away on your life because you're just going to get sucked under by the ongoing steps, and your leg's going to get sucked in there, and you're going to be turned into human spaghetti.
Oh my God.
Did you never have that?
No.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
always wondered,
Steph has definitely had this experience.
y'all are wild for that.
Maybe that was just kids of our generation were taught to fear escalators. Not like
maybe.
you. Yeah.
That's weird, but maybe maybe I'm the weird one.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go up an escalator with like only socks on.
What?
Because then you'd go up to the top, and then when that top stair that you're on goes back in, and you feel like those ridges going up, and you just kind of like slide back.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to know what that felt like.
No.
Yes.
Oh, and then by my generation, your toe is getting caught in that suction, that like point of contact where one is getting some like tectonic plates, one getting subsumed under the other, and then your toe and in your sock is gonna get caught there, and your foot's gonna get caught in, and then you're just gonna slowly get extruded out.
I take off the article of clothing.
You're stuck. There's no hope at that point. You're done. Your life is not. It's
over.
You lose that sock, you lose your life. Game over, friend. But no, so going back to the reason I called us out is I see this ribbon creature, and this ribbon creature is just primed for getting sucked under.
I mean, that makes sense.
Just being invited into the underside of that escalator.
I mean, you see those lines in there, those indentations.
I know.
Like, if she steps sideways, whoop.
Just gone.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
Like the
Just tragic.
shoelace.
Like a shoelace, except a ribbon creature. There it is. Also, do you ever quote unquote polish your shoes whenever it's one of those escalators that have the like brushes on either side? You know, sometimes they have like the little brushes on the sides.
Yes,
And
but
so
no.
then you hold your shoe against it, and then it's like, ooh, I'm polishing my shoes.
No.
No?
I've never done that.
You're missing out. You could polish your Crocs, Ash.
Ooh, a little croc polish?
Yeah, a little Croc polish.
A crawlish?
A Crolish. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Please, you guys at home, let me know. One, were you raised in mortal terror of the escalator? And two, do you Croc polish or not? Do you polish your shoes? Because it's free shoe polish right there. Let's go. So Pomni's in the back rooms. There's an in and out box, so this is clearly an office space. I mean, you can tell that largely based on some of the filing cabinets and stuff, but really here, this like really affirms it, right? In and out. Actually, that's an in and out, less of like an in and out on your like office desk. This is more in and out like inpatient and outpatient, it seems like. Because if you think like patients have their individual file folders and they all have a different spot. So patient in, patient out. So maybe it has to do with like hospital or psychiatric ward or something. That's interesting. It's a very specific detail. Because you think of in and out boxes right on a desk, like, oh, here's the paperwork in that I have to process and it goes into the outbound. That's a different style of organizational system. Yeah, the backwards. Keep going, Pomni. You got it. Oh, now we're going upside down. That means we're going into chaos. Yeah, so this is, again, if this is Kane showing Pomni this specifically on her first day, it's to show that there is no escape, right? That this is like breaking you down to show you like you cannot leave. There's a bunch of computers. Hold up, that's super important. Okay, what do we have here? So there's so old CRT monitor, old CRT tower. So again, this is matching up like the technology, the computer technology you'd have. I swear, growing up, my family had these set of speakers, or a speaker very similar to this, like the two that you would control separately, because this was before there were built-in speakers, right? And so this is very reminiscent of like that old school computer setup. And then you have here's your VR headset. And the screen's off, but other screens are on. And she loses it. That's interesting. This and what's even more, I think what I'm very eager to hear your thoughts on this one, Ash, because what's most interesting to me is if all of a sudden this whole thing is like, I need to get this VR headset off of me, I need to get this headset off, and everyone's like, yeah, it didn't work for us either. You would assume that you would see someone inside of a VR headset here, right?
Right.
And the fact that the VR headset is there means that that isn't real. That the whole idea of like, there's a headset on me, whatever, that's not true. So that could lend credence to the idea that these aren't actually humans trapped in a simulation like Sword Art Online style, but rather these personalities are humans, were once humans, and now their like brains or whatever have been scanned in, and these are just like digital replicas of them.
Yeah, there's like fabricated memories or something like that
right.
as they come in.
Right, like the fact that she can't remember, because again, her memory seems to start the second she puts it. She's like, oh no, I got this thing on. But you ask her about her name, and we haven't heard her like struggling to remember her backstory, but at least she doesn't know her name. So it's one of those things where her memories begin the second she jacks into the system. Maybe that's because that is truly where Pomni, the essence that is Pomni, began. Like maybe she has remnant human memories, but she is this new creature born out of those.
Also important to note, this computer is dirty.
Oh, it is.
This
ancient.
is rancid.
It is.
So like, I don't know if this implies that there's like a lot of time has passed, and kind of like what you said with the headset, you would expect that to be on, and the fact that it's like off, and especially off to the side, right? Like, I don't know if this is a setup that Pomni is familiar with and expected it to look a different way, because we have like in the back right there, we have a computer on, and it isn't like as yellowed as what we clearly see in the far back, right?
Yeah, it's interesting that there are computers that are on that are in more of like a traditional cubicle setup, and then you have her ancient computer, because again, the fact that she's reacting to this computer specifically shows that there is a connection here between Pomni and this computer, right?
Yeah.
And so she's reacting to this specific one. It's ancient, it's off as opposed to every other one that's on, and the headset's off to the side. All of those are important details here to symbolize this connection.
So, it's a really interesting scene, and I think it's really well done. Just all the papers all over the floor, and the clear like indication that time has passed and that there was an expectation here and a familiarity that has not been upheld. And the fact that it incites just instant, the catalyst of insanity.
Yeah.
It's really compelling how impacted Pomni is by this.
Right. Well, and again, like if this, I see why everyone was asking us to react to this. because like I had it on my to-do list of like, oh, this is a big video, I should watch this and see if there's anything here. But the amount of people flooding in and saying like, hey, do a theory about this, react to this, whatever. I see exactly why. There's so much here, and there's a lot of hints at the deeper story, what's going on, and there's a lot of layers and directions to go with it. It's very, very cool. But yeah, this is actually just like a very horrific, emotive moment. It's really, really exciting to see. Right? It's ancient, that computer. It hasn't been touched in forever. Yeah, it's her breaking point, right? CNA, Cain, and Abel. I mean, C, we know there's a C named Cain. And then, you think about Cain, and then it's always Cain and Abel in the biblical story.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, Cain and Abel were the first, the sons of Adam and Eve, right? And Cain kills his brother Abel. Nothing, I can't imagine there being anything here. I haven't seen any religious imagery, but that is interesting. CNA. So this is the company. Oh man. And her hand is still glitching through all of this. So Cain has to be the one to fix it. Also worth noting, so she ends up in the void. This is the same coloring that happened when Cain first showed her the void, and he like got in real close and was like, I don't even know what's on the other side. And so this blue tone, this like blue shift that keeps happening, seems to be happening at like key moments or moments that are related to like escaping the void or something. They're using it in very specific moments that I can't quite wrap my head around like why or when. So this is her escape. Can she get out? There's nothing. It's a wild ride, right? Oh, wild. Going there. Oh, wow. And so you have a lot of these mannequins.
Oh, Bubble, you always know how to make me say this exact sentence.
Huh. So again, this feels like it's a loop. You always know how to make me say this exact. I mean, that's obviously played for laughs, but also this idea of if this is a simulation and these are digital copies of real humans, now all of a sudden you have lines like this, which is like, oh, we're in this loop and we're iterating, right? If this is some sort of simulated reality created by a computer that's running a simulated loop over and over again and trying to learn how Pomni as a character, how these individual characters behave and react, and trying to see, get them to whatever end point they're trying to do, it would make sense then that Cain's like, oh yeah, you always don't know how to get me here, because this same sequence of events has happened so many times, and yet Bubble is still there, able to say this thing that gets him to that same spot. That's interesting.
Gasp! An alert on my Wacky Watch at this hour?
Hold up.
Wingdings?
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Order now. TheWackyWatch.com, Wacky Watch, $19.99. Yeah, clearly Wingdings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, can you actually call this? I'm sure this must have. Here, first let's check TheWackyWatch.com. Oh, buddy. I'm sure this is getting inundated with stuff.
And I think this goes without saying. Ooh.
Hello. Wait, the following footage was recovered.
Glitch Productions.
Hey, Cain, what's up? Can't talk? Makes sense. You're probably getting ready for the big release of the amazing big release of Digital Circus. Why don't you show the folks at home a little what you've been working on?
Huh. Okay, so I mean, there it is. Like, there's the video game right there.
Join Pomni.
They even showed you the menu of it.
Jax, Ragatha, Jack, and all the...
Oh, Jim, hold up. Was that Jack Black?
It sure was.
What? Why?
The gang in the Amazing Digital Circus. An immersive experience like never before. In this wacky place, New friends lurk
Jack Black as
around every...
Replacing Kaufmo?
Kaufmo? Is Kaufmo like going to be voiced as Jack Black? Why is Jack Black?
That would be crazy.
That's weird.
Every corner. And with our new experimental hardware that
It'll probably pass inspection.
gets you awesome visuals and lifelike audio, it's like you're really stuck in there with everyone. Buy it now and you'll even get a limited edition Digital Circus Glorb.
Why the Glorbs?
Offering valid in New Jersey.
Always.
The amazing
Always invalid.
Digital Glorb Stick Circus. Your adventures
Saw
are
Hedge
limited
Maze.
only by your imagination.
Huh. That's interesting. That was really interesting. So, I mean, the way they talked in that one made it seem like they actually are, like, trapped in there. I don't think they are. Like, I don't know if they are. I am not sure about that one. Very interesting. WackyWatch.com. But you definitely saw that it's absolutely a video game. Here, can I view page source? I had it here a second ago. View page source. There we go. I'm just gonna. I don't know what exactly I'm looking for. Yeah. Right. There's a lot. In here. Yeah. There's
wow.
a lot. Miss the days when you could look through source code. And just you knew, like, it was scottgames.com and you were just like, oh, there's one line and it's very obvious what it is. So yeah, you could do something like near the top here about the software, like in comments or something. But yeah, to dig around probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Wacky Watch, huh? And then, okay, so what's this Wingdings stuff going on here? So, Wingdings, show me this. You're gonna be numbers, presumably. Okay, that's not it. Show me. Oh, geez. Show me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, man. Where? Yeah,
oh my God. Wingdings translator.
Right. Is this here? This is the way to do it.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on.
Oh my
man.
God.
Oh, come on. This shouldn't be this hard. What is the
right click and open image.
Yeah, right. Copy image. Open image. There you go.
There you go.
There, so much better. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So what do we got? We've got folder, mailbox, hourglass. Or like file.
2.
2.
Hourglass is 6.
Yeah, 2, 8. Oh, there's mouse. So here, okay. 1-800. Here we go. Let's see how it goes. I guess we're calling this.
Yay.
1-800. I love calling mysterious numbers on my phone. 40. What was the paper?
2.
2. 402. Oh man, I'm gonna get some weird spam thing. It is the right number of numbers for a phone number because usually you don't have it. Mailbox, hourglass, mouse. Mailbox is dash. Maybe that's how they're saving it.
Oh.
Dash.
Yep.
Mailbox. Oh wait, or comma. The flag is up, so it's dash. Okay. So I guess I can't call it. That's good. That's good for their sake. 6. Mouse. 6, 8. Then what was the last thing? It was the phone in the circle. Open parenthesis. Okay. So I guess it doesn't really translate to anything. I wonder if there's something there. Ooh, you're even getting coordinates? Is this a coordinate?
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
They're going all out here. 543.2 degrees something. Right? I'm not exactly sure what that is. It does feel like it's some sort of coordinate thing, though.
Oh no! Someone's venturing out into the void! They'll get totally spoiled!
Spoiled.
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 That's a weird word to use there. That's a weird verb.
Huh.
Spoiled as far as what's coming up. They're not. So either they are fresh and they will see what's going on and it'll like ruin them as an experiment. They'll see what's coming up down the line. They won't be able to be tested on anymore. Spoiled. That's weird. Huh.
There you go.
So he didn't actually intend for that to happen.
Now what the heck happened around here?
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
So what
My
did she
doing.
see?
Kane! Kaufmo went through a sort of kaufmosis and abstracted.
Kaufmo abstracted? Why didn't anybody tell me?
Also, her hand's better now, just from touching
Tell
him.
me.
See, her hand's not glitching anymore?
Yeah.
Just from him, like,
And
touching.
into the cellar you go.
Huh. Oh, wow. There's a lot of them.
Man, I can't believe Kaufmo just gave up like that. I mean, no offense, Kinger, but I always thought you would be next.
Thank you.
Guess it just goes to show you can't rely on Kinger for anything.
I am in so much pain.
Poor Ragnar. Yeah, see? It's just all better.
I do have to apologize for lying about the exit.
For lying about So Pomni chose. So I'm wondering if they're like if they're running iterations of this, right? I'm wondering if maybe this is some sort of test for Pomni of like, hey, are you gonna save Ragatha or are you gonna try to get out of here? Like, are you prioritizing yourself or are you prioritizing other people? And maybe the iterations are trying to get her or this creation or whatever to a point where she's able to prioritize other people.
I knew how much all of you have been wanting there to be one, but, you know, I was having so much trouble figuring out what to put on the other side and ended up never quite finishing it. And you know how I never like letting people see my unfinished work, especially if it leads you out into the void.
So he created the exit, kind of. Just as like a false hope. Huh, okay.
Anyway, looks like you defeated the Gloit Queen, so I guess the adventure's over. Your reward is a delicious digital feast cooked by our head bubble chef.
Made with all the love I'm legally allowed to give.
You know, I am.
I just like that performance. It's just how it petered off at the end. It was great.
Pretty hungry.
You didn't even do anything.
So what? I can still be hungry.
Well, not really, because we don't need to eat, drink, or sleep in this digital world. So the digital food here only gives off the virtual sensation of eating without any of the nutritional benefits.
Sheesh, lay off it. Since when are you an expert on the digital world?
Expert on the what?
Delicious.
Yummy.
Oh, wonderful. Hilarious.
Polygons.
Right? I love that it's like Last Supper setup too, where they're all like lined up.
One of you will betray her.
Right? I mean, this is Last Supper, right? It's just a reference. I don't think this is anything symbolic. But if the whole Cain and Abel thing, like, this is actually a religious reference.
Oh,
if there is a Cain and
yeah.
Abel sort of thing, like this, the whole, I mean, this is the classic setup, right? Of facing the table, like this table facing outward. Oh my gosh, come on. There you go. What?
No, there's a lot to say about how color is used in this show. And with Pomni, we see a lot of blue and red, and like the combinations of two colors is really interesting here. Just because like Pomni is central and Christ in this painting is also central.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Christ.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, no, Pomni is absolutely in the Jesus position, and it's interesting pulling this up. I never really, I love you calling out the color because I wouldn't have noticed it, but the red and blue.
Yeah.
In the cloak, that's fascinating.
There's a lot of color dichotomy that we're seeing in this, whether it's like with Cain's eyes or the red and the blue in basically Pomni's entire outfit.
Right.
And even
her
how
eyes.
it's crossing in the eyes rather than having one like it fold. Like everything is separated in some way.
Right? It is really fascinating. And even the background right now is all red and blue too.
Yep. Like everything is like fractured and like separated.
Yeah, they're not quite. I was wondering if they were making like similar sorts of poses, but not particularly. Oh. Name that expression. Huh. Huh. Okay, so this is the real world. Very obviously, you have the sun coming in through the window. So we saw the simulated version of this inside of it, but this is the exact same thing. Headset's still off. So if this was Pomni's desk or a desk that she relates to, there's still no human here.
Right.
Which is real suspicious. The fact that there's still no human here, again, I think is really reinforcing this idea of, even though they're saying like there's something on my face, I don't think that's necessarily true. Computer's on, so this is the computer that's running this simulation. Huh.
I wonder if this is a computer that each of these people who are trapped in there have used.
Yeah.
Or if it's more than a classic analog horror thing where it's like a game or a program that you run and you get sucked into that, or if it's all in this one central machine. Like, is that implying that?
Right. I'm curious about that. It's also, I think, what's really important to call out here, right, is in Pomni's nightmare in the back rooms when she loses it, it's off. But here it's on. Whereas in the simulation, all of the computers were on. So I wonder why this dichotomy of them being on versus off. That's really interesting. Right? And that's the final image. Great. This is so good. This is so good. I love this. Ooh, smooth jazz.
Turning down for copyright reasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, they're so cute.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, they already got the merch ready to go. Interesting that they chose Jax. Just calling out that hey, we have two characters. Because to me, I would think like Pomni and Ragatha would be your first two choices. It's interesting they call out Jax. So again, if Jax, like, it shows that in the minds of the creators, Jax is a very prominent and important character. And obviously he's like one of the main guys that you follow in this episode. But I would actually have picked Kane or Ragatha as more important. So the fact that these are the first two plushies sold tells you a lot about like, hey, he's probably more important than he lets on. Kind of like what we've been guessing this whole time.
I'm having a moment, Matthew.
Yes.
So, like the way that they are all colored here, like the choices that they make.
Yeah.
There's all some kind of variance of red, blue, or a combination of both, right? Like Jax is by far probably the character that has the most like color unity.
Yeah.
Where there's nothing that's really split. Like we have two yellow gloves and the two yellow buttons.
Yeah.
And then like the reddish pink overalls and the bluish purple kind of like fur, right?
Yep.
It's kind of like a union of these colors. And I don't know if that symbolizes some form of like acceptance or some like, I don't know if that's some sort of like grounding or, understanding or like, okay, I have an understanding of what's going on here, right? Like if that's an outward representation of that.
Yeah.
But just how they use color here is like making that click for me now.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, oh my gosh. So maybe that's nothing.
No, it's you call out the unity thing, and I think that's really interesting because if you look and who knows, it could be a character design thing, but he is the only one that's symmetrical. Everyone else has, like you said, has this like imbalance. Pomni's all split, and even her eyes, if you fold her in half, her eyes don't match up.
Right.
He is perfectly symmetrical and perfectly unified, and he matches the background here. Ragatha has one eye. Kane has one eye, or the two eyes that are different colors.
Yeah.
So he's not perfectly symmetrical. You go over to this next batch. Obviously, Zoogle, I think it was, is a complete mismatch of everything. You have Kinger, who I noticed like his eyes are askew and this and that. And that, again, that could just be like wacky character decision to make him fun. But like he's off kilter. And then again, you have a character made of ribbon, which is kind of flexible and whatever, but has 2 different masks, 2 different shaped eyes, all that stuff.
Yeah, and with Kinger, we saw that glimpse of the queen figure who had the inverse eye layout.
Yeah.
So her opposite eye was higher. And so if you put them next to each other, then there might have been more symmetry there.
They might have
now
been
there's
symmetrical.
imbalance.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Right, so again, and the reason that's important, right, I think it goes to calling out, right? The reason that's important, again, is because it sets him apart. It sets Jax apart relative to everyone else, when in the episode itself, he is also the one with the keys, the one with the extra information, the guy who is kind of like confidently playing everyone else and hiding details. Like he has repeated reaction shots that are unseen by everyone else, where it shows that he has some sort of power or whatever. So, very interesting. It seems like the show is kind of lying to us about a couple of key things. It's lying to us about whether or not these are actually humans trapped in a simulation. We see that at least no one at that desk is actively wearing that headset. That seems very intentionally shown to us. It shows us that Jax might be more than just a random character here. So that feels important. It feels like maybe this is a simulation that is run multiple times or multiple iterations to try and get some sort of result out of these characters. So I am very intrigued. I don't know how long this is going to take for them to produce another episode. I don't know if this is going to be on the same cycle as Murder Drones, which, you know, they have one release and then there's a pretty long gap in time before the next one. I think we said Murder Drones has been going for like 2 years and has 6 episodes, so it's very protracted timelines there. But man, it's great. I am so excited to see what else they have in store, because this is really solid. There's a lot to chew on. So you can bet there'll be a film theory about this coming up in the near future. So thank you for recommending it. Let us know your theories down in the comments below. Let us know your theories over on the Game Theorist subreddit or the Film Theorist subreddit. Either one works. I follow both. Game Theorist is just the one that's bigger and has the wider reach. And this would be totally fine, even though it's not a game. It's just general theorizing. But let us know. It'd be nice to mix up that page anyway, away from just FNAF all the time, and throw some of this in here, because this is fascinating. There's a lot of different directions to take it. So thank you for bringing it to our attention. Hope you enjoyed our reactions. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next video. So without any further ado, remember, it wasn't a live stream, but it was a video for you. See ya!